see. And
Oh,
we
lights here.
are live on Passion
Hey,
Activities.
I thought I was late. Actually, I thought it
Which
was late.
episode? Which we're going to talk about more train wrecks. Part 3.
Okay.
So you should talk about it.
Okay. What kind of train wrecks though? Well, which one? Diesel, steam?
Something has to do with diesel, like
Okay. I
Glendale
know
train
one.
collision.
I know a lot of train accidents. Okay. But does it depend on the year though? Like, does it depend on the year, or is it fine
Yeah,
whatever year?
Glendale train collision on January 26th of
Oh yeah. Okay. So
2005.
the January, or a lot of people call it the Glendale train accident, was the train accident that involved with the Metrolink train. Like, that train wreck wasn't the worst actually, but like 2 years later in 2008, that was when the Chatsworth would happen, and that will be marked as the deadliest train accidents in
Yeah.
Metrolink's history, and of course the worst train accident in United States history. So let's talk about that. Okay, so what do we know about the Glendale train accident? Well, we know it happened in January 5th, 2005. It happened around 6 in the morning, right? Am I correct? Is 6 in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it says here. Yeah,
so.
it says I was correct. I was correct. Yep, 6 a.m. Okay. So it was around 6 in the morning. Everything was fine. A Metrolink train, of course, departed from. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just try finding it. Just need to find it. I know the train accident. I just need to find which Amtrak was it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it was a Metrolink commuter train, and the number was 100. It was a Metrolink southbound Metrolink commuter train number 100 with a sport utility vehicle. No, wait, hold on. No, hang on. I think I got it wrong. Yeah, Metrolink train 100 departed from a station and was heading towards Los Angeles. Los Angeles, I think. Los Angeles Union Station, I think. Yeah, no, it was heading downtown. Okay.
Yes,
So,
Brody.
yes, thank you. But like the Metrolink train was on its way to, it was on its way to the train station, and everything was fine. And there was another Metrolink train coming from the north side, and that was number 901. Actually, it was 901, and they were both approaching in a different siding. They were approaching a different siding. They were fully aware what was happening. But in the Glendale rail side, somewhere in Glendale, Los Angeles, that was where a Chevy Chase Jeep, was actually parked there. A man named Juan Manuel Alvarez actually stabbed himself because he wanted to commit suicide. Actually parked his car to get hit by the train. But in the last minute, he changed his mind. And because it was raining that day, he couldn't move the car. So he decided to just leave out and just watch the whole accident happen. And then at around 6:30 in the morning, the train jackknifed and struck the other trains as well. The Metrolink collided with the Jeep, causing it to derail and hit the other northbound train, including the Union Pacific train that was stopped there. A fire had also broken out too, because one of the diesel fuel from one of the Metrolink diesels were leaking and caused a fire. At this moment, like 911 calls have been placed actually at this time. The reports, but however, emergency services will not be there for another minute. So the nearby warehouse, some workers heard the accident and came rushing to the scene to see what had happened, and they were overwhelmed at what destruction happened. The Metrolink coaches were almost split in half from the force of the collision. It just reminds me, like when I see these pictures of the Metrolink train, broken in half, that just reminds me of the Silver Springs accident. Like the Metrolink, the Metra, wait, what was it called? The Mark train, yeah. The Mark train, like, ignored the signal and collided with the Amtrak, and it was split in half, like the cab car was, like, split in half, bro. And it was very bad, honestly. However, firefighters and the Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles Fire Department, all around the county arrived at the scene. And of course, they were rescuing the passengers that were trapped. However, there would be multiple deaths. 11 people were killed, and about 100 others were injured. But there's the question: What caused this kind of accident to happen, and why? The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB for short, investigated the crash, as assisted by the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmans, or short for BLAT, Safety Task Force, including the Glendale Police Department that led the criminal investigation, assisted by the Union Pacific Police Department and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. And of course, the criminal case was trialed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. According to what the police found, they said that Alvarez actually did leave the scene after the crash, and but in a couple hours, he was found by his friend. Due to him causing the accident, I'm not saying that that's his fault. It is his fault. He was the one that deliberately parked his car in the middle of the tracks. And honestly, when I first heard, I thought he parked his car like on a railroad crossing. When I researched about this accident, I thought he parked his car in a railroad crossing. I did not imagine that he just parked into a nearby track with no.
Yeah, you should not do that. It's suicidal.
Yeah, honestly.
Hey, racy boy.
Anyway, okay, right here. Okay, so of course, but whatever the case, the National Transportation Safety Board concluded that the cause of the accident was Alvarez's deliberate suicide car in the case.
No.
Alvarez, however, was trialed in 2008, and he was guilty of 11 counts of murder, of first-degree murder, and was sentenced to 3 months in prison. And it also has an arson charge too. Why the arson? Why the arson?
Yeah.
Why the arson charge? Well, because of the diesel fire, however, because he was the one that caused the fire. Even though he didn't cause the fire at first, but he still took blame for the accident. And in June of 2008, of course, his trial, he was convicted in all criminal charges and was sentenced to death sentence. And it was assisted sentence in August 2008 because of the 11 counts of murder, because he killed those people. Like, I'm not sure he didn't mean to kill those people. He did not want to kill anyone, but he just wanted to kill himself. According to the police, the LAPD, or Los Angeles Police Department for short, they investigated him and they find a lot of answers to him. Before he went on the tracks, he deliberately stabbed himself in the chest and also put diesel fuel in his car in attempt suicide. This reminds me of Terry Nichols, actually. If you guys don't know about that accident, about that suicide, it was when this guy was actually having a suicide problem in Butte, Montana. And he was having a problem with suicide. He was having problems with suicide. The police arrived at the scene, but actually this is something else too. They know him. They know this guy. They know who Terry Nichols is.
On my phone.
It's okay. Can I talk, please?
Okay.
So, it actually just reminds me of Terry Nichols. He was the one that did a suicide
ASP
in front of the police.
Rain 6 fan.
Yeah.
But
Hello,
in
everyone.
conclusion, his suicide attention was actually sad. It was very sad.
Okay.
Tom, you're supposed to put. Nope, that's good enough.
Guy, make sure to mute your mics because Manuel's talking.
Yeah, please, everyone talk. Okay, in conclusion, the 2005 Glendale train accident should have never happened. It shouldn't. It should have never happened. If Alvarez didn't do that kind of suicide joke, if he didn't do that, wouldn't it be better, instead of parking his car on the tracks? I mean, first of all, this is something else that survivors from, victims of families of the deceased said. We're asking, if this was a suicide, why didn't he just, simply just lay on the track or stand on the track, if he was a suicide attempt? And that's actually something that no one knows even to this day. But I would say probably he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to waste his time. He just wanted to get hit by his own car, something like that. I don't know. But me, personally,
do that?
Do you like Door Explorer?
Because he actually, according to him, he actually had a problem back then. He had home life problems. Because he got divorced by his wife and also got a restraining order because he was abusive to his kids.
Why would
Yeah,
he
just
run-
like Daddy-O, the infamous Daddy-O
Do
5.
you hate Dory?
Who's
It actually
also
just reminds me
abusive
how
father.
Boris is
Do you know
actually,
what
but
he did?
except
He freaking
like
destroyed
Boris is
Cody's
more
DS.
abusive.
Cody didn't do anything, but Alex was the one who destroyed the DS.
Oh
The
my
worst thing he
god.
did, he pulled Emma's hair and pushed Cody in the floor for
Oh,
no
yeah.
reason. You know what? Daddy-O 5 and Mommy-O 5, along with Jake from Daddy-O 5, they're both on the list. While the innocent ones, Cody, Emma, and also Alex, which I love the most, which is always good. That's what Daddy 5, but even though I still hate Daddy and Mommy 05,
You
but
also had right now
Cody,
Anyway.
Emma, and Alex.
Anyway, to conclude
I
the
meant
accident, the 2005
not
Glendale
touching
train
Jake
wreck
and
was one
Alex,
of the
but Ryan.
deadliest
I like
disasters
it,
ever
never
happened.
oh
That's what I can conclude.
Yeah,
The
and
2005
also,
Glendale train accident should have
who,
never happened. It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Father
You
is
know?
also abusive.
That's what
It was
you,
yeah,
you
which
hate
is an
Dory
abusive
Explorer.
father. Big Bob Pataki from Hey Arnold. Manuel.
Exactly. Yeah, or
No, I'm
wait,
trying
isn't
to
that Big
say.
Pataki like Helga's dad? Oh yeah, that's true. True. Yeah. Okay, anyway, to conclude the whole Glendale accident, I
Yeah,
would say
he's
Glendale
an
train
alcoholic.
accident could have been
He's
prevented.
abusive,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
also
That's
commits
it.
assault. And he also called Grandpa Phil blind. He called him blind, which
yeah,
is
he was so.
disrespectful.
Oh yeah, he was very so messed up. Honestly, he was messed up. Not gonna lie, he was really messed up. Anyway, to conclude
And
this
also,
of the
while his
Glendale train
wife,
accident.
why couldn't the wife just divorce him?
Oh, yes,
Well, I mean, like, dude, what's even worse, getting a restraining
Yeah.
order or getting a divorce? What's better? What's the better alternative? Think
I
about
think
it.
probably the worst part I have to say is probably a restraining order.
restraining order?
Yeah, exactly, a restraining order, exactly.
Because
Yes,
they
see,
were
restraining order. Can you explain what's a restraining order to everyone else?
Okay, a restraining order is when you want someone, like, let's say someone bothers you. Like, for example, let's just do this a scenario. Like, let's say you are, you met this guy, right? You met this person, you hang out with him, and then suddenly he changed. Like, and I mean, not in a good way, in a bad way. That he always watches you like 24/7. He's like, what's the word? A stalker. Yes, a stalker. And he keeps following you, and of course he gives you weird he gives you weird intentions, and of course you want a restraining order, and a restraining order makes him think like you sign a restraining order, you get a restraining order. That means that person cannot go 100 feet from you. If he goes 100 feet from your house or anywhere else, he gets arrested. That's how the restraining order begins. That's what a restraining order is.
oh well, and also
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like a restraining order is when you want someone to get away from you, even if it's 100 feet. And it's actually a law. It is actually a law. I mean, I never got a restraining order from nobody, honestly.
Me
No one.
neither.
Me neither.
But like the thing is that like whenever we
I'm
have
going
problems,
Walmart.
we don't want to get the police involved. That's all.
Hey,
The
Alvin.
police are gonna make it more 10 times worse. But I understand why we want the police. Like that's like saying if you're gonna tell someone that's gonna do something bad or illegal. That's like if you're doing that. But me, like when I hear about the 2005 Glendale train accident, it just makes me sad. Not only because of the death toll, but it just makes me sad how people suicide themselves. Honestly, it just makes me sad. I mean, I know people have problems. We all go through bad stuff. We always go through lots of bad stuff. We all go through lots of
You hate Sanjay
trauma,
Creek.
trouble, that kind of stuff.
You hate
Yeah.
Sanjay Creek.
All right, I'm gonna talk about the next train wreck.
Yeah, you guys go talk about it. I'll be right back. Okay.
And then we'll try taking turns reading them from the Wikipedia articles,
Oh,
right?
yes.
I really love the Wikipedia articles.
Me
Me
too.
too.
Sometimes I like to read Wikipedia articles. And Railfan K Train Productions, thank you
I'm
for
going
subscribing to me earlier
I'm going to
today.
Walmart.
Oh no,
Bye.
it's no big. Oh no, it's all
I'm
right.
going to
I
Walmart.
why
Bye.
it's all right.
And I
I'm
also
just
want
glad.
to know. I also want to know if you like South Park, Tiny Toons, and Thomas.
I like South Park. I haven't heard Tiny Toons yet.
Tiny Toons, which
Oh,
is
Tiny.
you
And
should watch it. It's a
Animaniacs.
good show.
Yeah,
And also, Manuel loves My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I love My Love's Teenage Robot.
I seen a little bit of Life as a Teenage Robot.
And also, I even saw.
And you've heard of The Owl House.
Oh,
and also I even saw, and then hey, also if you guys remember,
Do you also
if
like
y'all-
Family Guy and The Fairly Odd Parents?
I like the Family
Yes.
Guy. I don't watch that much, but I like it though.
and
How about The
Simpsons-
Fairly Odd Parents?
I may have to get some time to look at it.
you also
And you
like
should also have you heard of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy and Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and Danny Phantom?
uh, I'll say no, but but whenever I get a chance, I'll check out the shows.
But anyways, I'm going to talk about Canadian National 3254's accident. So,
All
on
right.
July
Well, I'll
24th,
mute myself then.
1941, the Canadian National 3254 steam engine was pulling a train while it was on the same track with the Great Northern Railway H5462 Pacific number 1351. And
Do you hate Dora Explorer?
1351 at North Road Cut near Burna Bay, British Columbia. And the accident caused the engine's
Oh,
frame
yeah.
horns to be bent, with the frame itself also being bowed to one side, causing the cab to sit off centered. Despite being badly damaged with a bent frame of the accident, and during the wartime restrictions and the damages of the war that prevent the Canadian National from repairing the locomotive,
Oh.
the Canadian National loosely repaired the locomotive and continued service. And all right, so it's all right. It's like you already do this, and
Anyways, I bought it and it has
Canadian
brakes.
National
I like
apparently
Ray.
chose
I bought
not
the
to
frame on my
actually
home.
repair the frame.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy the new one.
Do you hate Go Go Go?
Right, and also the
We played
32,
Lamar
and
Jackson.
also
I think it's
the
national.
Great North, and tragically, the Great Northern H5462 Pacific number 1351 was tragically scrapped.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
That's pretty much.
Do you hate Dora the Explorer?
Yes, I do hate Dora the Explorer. It's trash. She's annoying. Like, I mean, like, it's annoying. Like, oh, I saw it all. Shut up, Dora.
I hate that.
I personally don't really care about the show that much because I
better
used to
animated.
watch it before, but I don't really watch it that much because it's a kid's show.
Nowadays, a lot of people hate Dora because she's of her annoying voice,
Oh,
and
I
they
really
make
hate
grounded
Dora.
videos out of Dora.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I also hate Caillou, and I hate
There
Squirrel
might be one in my
Duck,
office.
and I hate Mush and the Bear, and I
I don't.
and
I
I
hate
hate My Little
Animaniacs.
Pony.
Well, for the Caillou show, well, I really don't care about it that much just because I used to watch it before, but I really don't care that much no more
And
about
also,
it.
you should watch the video of the history of Caillou, the most hated cartoon character. Electric Dragon 5505 did such a great job explaining how bad Caillou is. And you should also watch Dagon Noro Cities' YouTube video of No
Where
David
do they
being a
play
threat
at? Do
to
they have
society.
Oh no, they have that. They have that.
What about better Animaniacs?
You have that No David book?
That
I'm running Wally.
I go to Walmart.
Real fan K,
I go to
Real
Walmart.
fan
Yes.
Trade Productions. I got one question. Do you hate My Little Pony?
What do you want to buy?
I don't really care of that show that much
honestly,
just because, well, back then I used
look
to
for the
like it,
cars.
but I don't really like it that much just because
You don't need another.
it's not really a show to me.
It's because my Little Pony,
I go to Walmart. Bye.
Pony, Friendship is Magic. It's very cringy and annoying.
I can actually agree with you for that one.
Right,
And
Elijah
also-
and Manuel?
Yeah. He's busy.
All right.
And My Little Pony. And also, do you hate Just in Time? It's on the naughty list.
Yeah,
I-
because Just in Time's a ripoff of Sonic.
I have never heard of it.
It's like this stupid Canadian show that is a ripoff of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what we heard from Alex.
That doesn't really surprise me that much since other people try to rip off stuff
And
from
Squirrel
shows.
and Hedgehog also ripped off Sonic the Hedgehog. It was
And
the
Fred.
past. It was the 1977 ripoff of Sonic the Hedgehog. That was
And-
like before. I
and
mean, like
it's
that was. I mean,
also-
like that was.
Well,
That
Hedgehog
came way
is also
before
a
Sonic the
ripoff
Hedgehog
of-
came out
I'm a-
in the
also-
1990s.
Also, you know that Squirrel and Hedgehog? It's a ripoff of Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, SpongeBob, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Ren and Stimpy. Right?
Dang.
And also, Jushi Korea Star Geo. It's another North Korean cartoon from 1967. It teaches kids how to hate foreign countries like to bomb America, which is communist. No, communists and propaganda.
Also, do you hate Masha and the Bear?
I never
I'm
heard
not
of it.
gonna play that Jushi Korea Star Geo theme song.
Don't play it. It's too creepy. It'll give me a nightmare.
Well, never heard of it, and I won't be hearing that.
And also the Slim Shady Show. It's this show that Eminem, from that rapper Eminem, he created the Slim Shady Show.
And he
He
made
was
it
the
not
one.
age appropriate.
Yeah, and it's very inappropriate. It's cringy. It's boring. It's atrocious.
Too
It's highly
Too
offensive.
disturbing.
It's
Disturbing.
lazy, unforgettable.
I like
Oh,
South Park better than the shows I
toxic
hate.
violence, cruelty,
And we like
Hmm.
South Park better than
horrible and terrible, abysmal, abomination, and atrocious, abomination, and sadistic.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
and also,
absolute
and
worst.
also,
And the absolute, and one of the absolute worst cartoons of all time. And my second all-time least favorite cartoon. And it's the worst cartoon that is based off an artist. And do you know what's the best cartoon that is based off an artist? Hi, Puffy Yami Yumi. It's like this Cartoon Network show, but way better than the Slim Shady Show, and more appropriate for kids.
yeah, we like our favorite shows better than the shows we hate. Also, do not hear that Juchikuria Star Geo song. It's creepy. And also, do not
The
listen
Slim
to
Shady Show theme song. It's so inappropriate.
do not listen to Pinkie Pie Smile song because it also gave me a nightmare.
Oh, thanks for warning me.
And do not watch Daddy of Fog because he abuses the kids, and that's very sad.
Oh
And,
gosh,
Blink-
don't start
don't
with
for-
him.
Wait, what
really
happened?
hate
What
him.
happened?
forget-
Sorry, I'm back. What
Hey,
happened?
Manuel.
And
We
don't
were
forget,
discussing
and please do not also watch the Blank Room Soup video. It's so disturbing and it's torture.
Oh yeah, it's really disturbing.
And also,
I never heard of it.
Also,
that made me throw up. Actually, that literally made me throw up so much.
Oh,
hey, also,
dang.
want to know what scene did I almost threw up on? It was the scene where those kids vomited in the Sandlot movie. Do you guys remember the Sandlot?
God!
Do you guys
Oh,
remember the movie The Sandlot? My dad knows that movie.
Oh, I know. I remember that. Oh no, the one that actually makes me throw up is when I saw that. Oh my god, that Netflix original series I saw. American
The Sandlot. It's a 1993 movie.
If you
Like, dude,
yeah.
like the original, the American Vandal, dude. The one that made me sick the most was when I watched the episode of season 2 called "The Brownouts," and I understand
Remember
why they call it the Brownout.
Remember you told me. Remember like back in March, when we were.
Hey, be
calling
careful! Hey, be careful what you're gonna say. Okay, be careful what you're gonna say, Alan.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you this. Be careful what you're gonna say.
Remember you saw. You know what they did, right?
Yes. Someone graffitied 28 cars with obscene images. That's actually a good thing.
Yeah, but don't say what it is.
Yeah.
Also, did you hear when I said that do not watch My Little Pony because it's too cringy and annoying?
Sometimes, also Manuel, and also I have a strong stomach, and I don't throw up that much on some.
I have a weak stomach, dude. When it comes to seeing something like this, but I saw something worse than that, dude. I saw someone. Like, I don't know what the heck I just saw, but there was this. I don't know if this was on Facebook or something. I don't know. On Twitter. I don't know. Dude.
And also, some people
then.
cringe and threw up at some disturbing videos.
No, I saw people like literally just like. I'm sorry what I'm gonna say. Honestly, if I apologize, I just want to say the S word, please, because like it makes more sense. You know, literally everyone was actually just. They were just literally just crapping in their pants. I saw it. Everyone was running in the hole. A lot of people were like, oh my god, they were all crapping in their pants and everything.
just like the South Park
And
episode.
also,
It's
th-
the brownout
I
episode,
also
dude. It's the
I've also
brownout.
heard, even
Someone
read, or
tainted
even
the
watched, or
school's
even saw
lemonade and
some
causing
other
everyone
cringy
to
videos.
that
I've
kind of
also
stuff.
seen some
Well,
other
and
cringy
also,
videos like
did you
deer being infected by virus,
did you guys also hear my warning about what I
deers
said?
getting
Not
infected by virus. That's so cringy. I don't want to show you. It's so disturbing.
Yeah, me
don't
too. I don't want to show that
yeah.
because like, if you guys want to see it, you guys see it on Netflix. Honestly.
Yeah,
me
but
see.
also, did you hear my warning I did about what not
And
to listen?
also those cringy surgery TikTok videos, and
Oh
also
yeah, that's so cringe. That's so cringe. That's
and
literally
also
cringe.
taking stuff out of the skin, which is cringy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, let's not
Anyway,
talk
I
about.
actually
Let's
have
talk
another
about
Yeah,
more
train
let's
train
just
wrecks.
move
Let's
on.
talk about more
I got a
train
train
wrecks.
wreck.
Which train wreck do you want to talk about?
I got one.
I
I'm going to
have
talk
one,
about
but
the
you go ahead.
1995 Fox River Grove accident. I know that.
You can do that, Brody.
Okay. All right, I got it. Okay. So the Fox River Grove accident. Okay. Well, in the morning of October 25th, 1995, it became a normal morning. The Metro train, Metro 624, like you know Metro, right? The Chicago train passenger liner.
Yes, I heard about
Yes.
that commuter railroad.
Yeah, okay. Well, there was a Metro train, and the engine actually, actually when I researched about this incident, there was no number of what Metro train was it, but it was a locomotive, and I would say it was a F59 PH. I think it's like the same locomotive
Actually,
as the.
hold on. It's actually an F40 PH locomotive, and I actually know the number. It's actually, it's my guess is it's either number 148, the one that was
Yeah,
trailing.
148. I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say 148. Okay, so okay, so it was Metro 624. It started its morning commute. Like remember, it's 6 in the morning. It's the sun has not rise up. It's still morning, and a lot of commuters were going to Crystal Lake Station, which is in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And of course, it was around 7 in the morning. All the passengers started to go into the commuter train, which is normal. It's normal. The train was already getting ready to make its way to, I think, probably Chicago. I think, yeah, it was going for Chicago. Yeah, I remember now. And of course, at this moment, like the school bus,
mean
the district of the
Chicago?
school were honestly beginning their morning route. They began morning routes of picking up the kids and taking them to school, But there was a problem. The school bus, number 103, that's supposed to be to run the route of 54/155, the Cary Grove High School, didn't show up for work. The driver of the bus didn't show up for work. So 54-year-old Patricia Cattencamp, a safety supervisor, substitute that day. And she had prior experience of bus driving. She knew what she was doing. She loved to drive the bus. She had experience of driving the bus. But the thing is, she didn't know about the route. That's the thing. By the time she left and she got on the bus, it was already 20 minutes late behind schedule. And most of the students were still waiting outside. And of course, it was cold that morning. It was very, very cold. Like, I'm telling you, it was very cold. I mean, it's the month of October. It's obviously fall. It's fall. That's when the winter comes, The winter is heading towards, And of course, some of the students started waiting for the bus. They had to huddle to keep, they had to huddle up to keep warm. But finally, the bus finally arrived and picked up some of the students there too. And actually, 2 students actually helped her to guide the route because she didn't know about the route. And she honestly, she did good on the route. But around 7 in the morning, of course, traffic already begins. And as for 624, at this moment, it had departed from Crystal Lake Station and it was already heading towards Chicago.
Hey, Miss Battle 5, you want to join my stream?
Anyway, so the train was already heading towards Fox River Grove. It was already heading towards Fox River Grove at this time, and the bus was still picking up students. But then about a minute later, like around, I would say about 7 or 7:05 p.m., that's when all the students, like the 35 students, actually got on the bus. And of course, it was already time to get them to school, of course, because the bus is already behind schedule. They have to get the students in school or else they're going to be late, which, I mean, they're already late after all because the bus left 20 minutes later. So, of course, they decided to do something else, And around the same time, there was another train coming. Actually, like it started approaching a railroad crossing in Algonquin Road. They call it Algonquin Road Railroad Crossing was there, and the bus actually got there first. The students told her that that there was train tracks, and they told her that there was train tracks up ahead, and she had to stop and slow down, right? And she did what she did, that what buses do every day, especially in that law. They stop on a railroad crossing, they, open the doors and open the window,
Hey,
and they
Tucci
look both
cheering
ways.
friends, you want to join the stream?
And they look both ways. They look both ways and they start crossing the tracks. And it was nothing. There was no train coming. She said that there was no train coming and that she just proceeded to cross. But before she started moving, a red traffic light stopped her at the other side of the crossing. Behind the bus driver was actually a driver, and his name is I would say Billy Hengachinkov. Actually, I don't know. I know his name is Billy. That's all I know. I know his name is Billy, and he was behind the bus, or Jim Humala. Yeah, no, that's him. Jim Humala. Yeah, I forgot. Jim Humala was actually behind the bus, and of course he noticed that the bus was stopped wrong. But suddenly the railroad crossing activated, warning of the oncoming train. And Jim was rather concerned about the bus, but he noticed that the gate slapped the bus from behind. And then he realized that something was wrong. 3 inches of the bus's back hung over the nearest tracks, and the flyer was heading full speed towards it. The engineer and the students were now facing one of the most dangerous things that they were in. The engineer slammed on his brakes and blew his horn, and he prayed that the bus move out of the way. The kids at first, they joked about the situation. But when they saw the train coming towards them at high speed, of course, they began to panic and they started screaming in the bus. And of course, the kids were freaking out. They were like screaming, "There's a train coming! There's a train coming! Move, move!" Some of them even tried, efforts to try getting the bus out of their own. They tried opening the back of the doors, but they couldn't. Some of them even tried to get into the front. But sadly, they tried to. And Patricia Cattencam was actually confused of what was going on. And she didn't know what was happening. And then at around 7:10 in the morning, it happened. The metro train collided with the bus, splitting it in half, and the force of the impact sheared the whole the compartment of the bus, the chassis of the bus, and causing some of the passenger compartment to what's it called? It destroyed it, and it spun about 180 degrees into the side of the tracks. And of course, the metro train was traveling at 60 miles an hour, and it hit really hard. The bus was split, like from the force of the collision. And then after that, there was silence. There was silence. Metro 624 T-bones the bus at over 40 miles per hour. The force of the impact caused the compartment of the bus, as I said earlier, caused the bus to be sheared off from the force. The police chief, actually from Fox River Grove, from the police department, actually saw and witnessed the whole thing, and he rushed in to help, and he called in many officers to try to help the injured passengers or the injured students too. They were, of course, he requested, EMTs and dispatching to the scene. However, a civilian, actually a nurse, an off-duty nurse named Helen Gretschel, was actually a nurse for the dying and started heading and running towards the scene of what she saw. She saw one of the injured students named Jeff Clark, and of course, she tries using a turkey baster, and because he was losing so much blood, he was losing so much blood. He was coughing blood. That's what she said. She said he was coughing blood, and that she needed something. She needs to get a suction to get the suction of the blood out from his lungs. Someone came and gave her a turkey baster. A little thing that the turkeys use. Yeah, and she tried using that to suction up the blood. But sadly, Jeff Clark would die in front of her arms. As firefighters and rescue workers arrived, they began helping some of the students that were injured. With many parents arriving at the scene with, getting worried about what their children. I mean, like, it was devastating, like a lot of parents just came in to see what happened to their kids. I wouldn't imagine of what they went through. I wouldn't imagine. Sadly, 5 kids were killed instantly. 2 others will later die from their injuries a few hours later. In total, 7 people lost their lives, and 21 others were injured, including the driver, Patricia Cattenkamp. But there's the question. How can such an accident like this how can such a horrible freak accident happen like this? And why? Was it the driver's fault? The National Transportation Safety Board, of course, had to find lots of resources to find out what caused the accident. And there was actually more possible thoughts than he thought. First of all, the crossing. We have to talk about the crossing itself. The crossing was known as something called, quote, interconnected crossings, because the space is different from other large areas of the crossing. The crossing was badly designed because a long vehicle like a truck or a bus can be stopped on a train track, could be trapped inside if it's being held by a red light at the intersection. At the crossing itself, the distance between the crossing and the stop line was like 30 feet. The bus, however, was 38 feet long. If Patricia Cattenkamp would have saw the problem or saw what was going on, if she would have realized what was happening and she realized that her bus was still on the tracks, she probably could have been moving, Like she could have moved forward before the crossing activated. However, some witnesses, including the survivors, would say that there was a car in front of Patricia Cattenkamp to make her block. But investigators found out that this was false information. That was not true. There was no car in front of her. There was no car in front of her, and she could have pulled forward, but she didn't. According to the test that the NTSB concluded, they say that the warning lights activate about 20 seconds before the arrival of the Metro train. Even though the lights have been reduced from because the railway safety system, railroad system was actually part of the Illinois Department of Transportation, while the railroad timings was under the jurisdiction of the Union Pacific because they own the tracks. And because of that, they don't think that with these kind of new resources that the NTSB concluded, they don't think that was the true cause of the accident. That was not true of what caused the accident. About a couple years later, in somewhere between 1996 to 1997, the NTSB gave their final conclusion. They found out that the true cause of the accident was Patricia Cattenkamp's failure to judge her distance between the crossing and the stop line. The failure of the judgment was actually meant that 3 inches of the back of the bus actually hung the nearest rail, while the body of the train, the Metro, was actually about 3 feet past the rail. Because trains, people say when you pass a railroad crossing, you're free, right? You have no wheels on your tracks, but you're still hanging on the nearest rail. That's something else because trains, they don't fit in the square. They don't fit on the tracks. They have 3 feet overhang. We see it in every train, we always see that in every train.
Yep, I seen that.
Yeah, exactly. And 3 feet overhang, But the thing is, even with these new safety features, the NTSB also found another shocking event that you guys are going to be shocked of, I'm going to say. They concluded that the traffic signal, it did turn green about 6 seconds before the impact happened, before the accident. But because Cattenkamp was distracted inside because of the mayhem that was going on, she didn't see the light turn green. And it was a final warning that never came through. In the end, the bus was damaged beyond repair and was scrapped. And because of this accident, there was actually new route designs brought the number of routes of the buses because back then, school buses travel along with railroad crossings. They always go through train tracks every day. And because of that incident, they realized that they have to shut the system down. They have to change new routes because not all buses can go on railroad crossings, especially with the incident, It was highly restricted, actually. And because of 47 and 155, the school system was reduced from 1994, and then it changed in 1997, about 3 years after the accident. Or actually 3 years before and after the accident, I would say. However, Ever since the accident, Patricia Catcam, the driver, actually would never drive a school bus again. But she still worked for the school. But she still works at the school as the superintendent, actually, at the time. And however, she retired in 1999, and then she moved out of state. And she never actually spoken with interviews by news reporters and everything. She was not interviewed by anyone. But her friends said that she was devastated of what she did, including the engineer of the metro, Fort Knox Jr., because he was the one that was on board the train and tried to stop his, he tried stopping his train and everything, and he felt guilty about what he did. But honestly, I don't blame the engineer. He did everything he could to prevent the accident.
Yeah, and another thing too, it's not really his fault too,
Exactly.
because after all, he did try his best to slow down, but
Because like trains can't stop fast, dude. They can't stop fast.
They can't stop fast, and even though he was on a commuter train, it still can't stop in time.
Exactly.
But with an EMU, but with an EMU and a DMU set of a diesel locomotive, meaning a diesel multiple unit car, electric multiple unit car, they stop. They stop slightly slower, but still could cause the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But
yeah.
After the incident, there was actually new memorial centers. There was a large grave about the 7 students that was killed near the site of the train accident. Then the Fox River Grove Public Library was renamed the Fox River Grove Memorial Library because it attended about trample of patterned roses of the trees. You know the little pink trees? What's it called? Like those little tulips, I think. I don't know. Not tulips. Something else. Like those little trees. Could be trees or something. I don't know what's it called. But yeah, they actually placed that of the 7 students, that were killed in the crash. And also there was a memorial that the bus was heading to. The school was also it was also graved on actually too. Honestly, this accident shouldn't have never happened. It shouldn't. But it was thanks to it because we had aftermath, not a lot of school buses go around train tracks as much, that's a good thing, like school buses don't go that much over train train crossings, so that's good, that's a good thing. That's a good thing
but unfortunately, it took 7 lives to finally realize that.
Exactly. And before we move on, I want to give dedication to the victims, especially to the families that of the deceased family, like I just want to give dedication to remember them. Always remember these kind of accidents because you never know. These accidents might happen to you, and you might not see it, but you never know. You never know. Any accident can happen to you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you go. It's still gonna happen to you. But I just hope that it doesn't happen to everyone. That's all.
I just hope. Yeah, I agree.
But honestly, this accident should have never happened in the first place. It shouldn't have never happened. Honestly, it's like NTSB or anyone of the Department of Transportation would have realized how dangerous the crossing was. Maybe they could have made changes over it. Actually, what if they made changes before the accident? It could have prevented the accident. Honestly.
Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah,
it could have prevented. It could have prevented. But to conclude the accident, like it wasn't 100% the driver's fault, but I don't blame her. She was new of the route. She didn't know what she was doing. I don't blame her. She did everything she could actually to make sure everyone was calm, even though she was going through what she and the others were going to go through. Getting hurt in the damage. But I don't blame her. I don't think that she caused the accident on purpose.
But anyways, let me start. We're gonna talk about another train wreck. This time from Australia. With the New South Wales Government Railway 3801. You know the 3801, Manuel?
I think I kind of sort of.
I heard about the engine a little bit.
Yeah, I heard about it a little. Yeah, exactly. I heard about it.
I know there suffered a train wreck in 1990, but the engine didn't derail. It was just one of its coaches in the back.
Oh.
All right, so you had the link, Manuel, to read. Make sure to press it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Cohen rail accident.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm eating a quesadilla right now. I'm sorry. Hold on. But I can still read. Don't worry. Just gonna take a bite.
No worries, man. Just take your time.
Yeah. Okay. No, shit. That's some good. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. It's also known as the Cowan rail accident. Okay.
Occurred at
Occurred
7:20
at
p.m.
7:20 p.m. on May
6th of
6, May 6, 1999. Oh, 1990, actually. My bad. When a 38001 limited special steam passenger train returning from Morpeth Jazz Festival was stuck in the rear by the falling City Rail interurban passenger service. The steam train had stalled while attempting to climb the steep gardinated from the Hawksbury River to Cowan, New South Wales. And it was found that sand applied to the rails to regain traction had interfered with the signals and given the falling train a false clear indication. Okay, like before I get to the thing, like it says it was stalled because it was attempting to climb a steep grade. Like that just reminds me how Gordon is, the big engine. He always gets stuck in his own hill. Exactly.
Yeah, not only Gordon, but other engines too. Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, every engine does. I mean, like Duck got stuck there one time because.
And then Gordon went behind Duck's train, and Edward was the back engine for two trains.
Honestly,
yeah, that's kind of funny.
I just can't believe how they made Edward so strong. Honestly,
Edward.
Yeah.
Edward, the really useful engine.
Yeah, exactly. I know
Edward's probably the best character.
Honestly, yeah, and honestly, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about this, like this might be a little off topic, but I think Michelangelo's did good in season 5. I actually saw he did good in season 5. Not gonna lie,
but he was terrible at season 7 to 12. So deep
season
for Brandon,
7 to 12, yeah, he did do bad actually, but Michael Brandon did good. That's the thing.
Do you think Brandon's better than Angela's from season 7 to 12?
Season 7, he was okay. Michelangelo's was okay in season 7,
Who did better in
season 12? He did great though. He did good in season 12. How about that?
Who was better in season 7, Brandon or Angela's?
For me, now that I'm thinking about this, I think Brandon.
Brandon.
I mean, yeah, he did good. Come on, we gotta admit, he did good. But I mean, like Alec Baldwin did good in season 5 and season 6. Oh wait, not season 6 actually, because
season 6 he was bad.
He was very, very bad, honestly. I mean, I understand why, because he got into a divorce. He got a divorce. Brandon,
he got a divorce. And also, Brandon did great between seasons 8 and 11, but he was okay in season 12 because Angela did better.
Saw the new Unlucky Tug's new review. He made it season 5.
No.
You have to see it, dude. I'm telling you. I saw it.
I need to watch seasons 1 to 5.
Well, good luck with that, because I already watched a lot of them. Anyway.
I'm back.
I've watched a lot of his TikToks, too. And also, have you been watching History in the Dark's 5 more of the worst trains ever? What part are you at?
I saw them.
What part are you at?
I saw a few of them, actually. I'm still trying to look at some.
What part are you at?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me try I'm going to go on YouTube. Let me just see. Right now, I'm actually in about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, actually.
And which part?
Hold on, let me see.
Which part number?
I think it was like halfway to number 8. Yeah, number 8.
Number 8. Did you saw the episode where they showed the Fontaine, which was a terrible locomotive?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can't even look at the locomotive.
I know, I can't even look at it.
And it was basically Eugene Fontaine's fault because of this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's get on topic. Okay.
You can get to the overview. Talk to overview about the 3801.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. The crash occurred approximately 5 kilometers, I think. No, or is it kilometers? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go with meters. Kilometers, 3.1 mi, south of Brooklyn, New South Wales, near the Borenai number 3 tunnel. The rail line at this point, known as the Crown 1 Bank, is 2.5% 1 in 40 grade, and has a special hauled by the steam locomotive 3801 past southwards to the number 3 tunnel. The wheels of the locomotive started to slip. The driver of 3801 applied sand to the rails to improve traction. But the train came to a complete stop, approximately 50 meters clear of the tunnel. Passengers on a steam train reported seeing a signal fluidicating aspects between green and yellow. Thus, following The following City Rail V said interurban train, which had been halted at the northern entrance to the Boranon number 4 tunnel for the 10-minute stop by the red signal, received a green indication and proceeded, colliding with the steam train shortly after. The impact killed the driver of the interurban train, Gordon Hill. Oh wow! I didn't even know there was a Gordon Hill. Wow. I thought that was a myth or something. And a passenger
Sounds like Gordon's Hill.
It said that. It said that. I swear, I'm not joking. I swear, it said that right
It's
there.
funny, right, Alan?
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 Yeah. Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, now he's here. All right.
Okay, good.
I did not know. I thought Gordon's Hill was actually something that they made from Thomas. I thought that was something that they made up. Nah, I didn't imagine that kind of stuff. Actually.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, okay.
Right,
And a
back to the
passenger
topic.
who was riding in the cab, as well as 4 others in the rear carriage of 3801's train, were also killed. The passengers were killed were the recently retired Vice Chancellor of the University of Sydney, John Manning Ward, his wife and daughter, and the wife of the university registrar. Passengers were injured. 11 of those seriously. The force of the crash completely destroyed the last carriage of the steam train, and it was enough to break the locomotive. Oh shoot, my computer. Okay. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah. The force of the crash completely destroyed the last carriage of the steam engine, and it was enough to break the locomotive coupling and push the engine 12 meters forward. Dang, yo. Holy oh my god. A subsequently coronal inquiry headed by the NSW State Coroner Derek Hand found in December 1990 that the sand that had been applied to the track by 3801 to aid traction had insulated the train from the rails, meaning that the track circuits failed to detect the presence of the first train, allowing the following interurban train to be given a false green clear aspect known as a wrong side failure. Wait, so like the signals failed to indicate? Wait, that just reminds me of the Clapham Junction incident. Remember that faulty signal caused the accident and causing 2 trains, or actually 3 trains, to collide with each other?
Well, yeah, I heard about
Yeah, I know. I saw that from Runaway Trains from the Velocity. I remember it was one of the.
Oh
videos.
my gosh, I love.
Hey guys, also I'm in the VC with Alex and Cartman X Heidi server. Also
Okay,
in the
just letting you know.
VC here is Alex. And
But yeah, like no, but the accident, like the Clapham Junction, actually was so similar to this because it was faulty signals that caused the accident. Because the engineer of one of the passenger coaches saw that there was a red signal instead of yellow, and he applied the brakes and stopped at the right signal. And he had to phone in the signalman telling him what was happening. But he didn't know that there was another train that was coming in the same track and was heading towards him, and then it slammed into the stopped train. And the collision tossed another pile too. You know, the wreckage was thrown from the other side. And there was a third train which had no passengers, but thank God it didn't have passengers. Went over to the siding, was heading towards the entrance of the train when it tripped over the wreckage. You know, it tripped over the wreckage and it piled up. And yeah, people say that it looked like one of those blitz bombings that happened during World War II because of how the force of the impact did, you know? I mean, I understand why, because like they had a lot of PTSD because of the Second World War. I wouldn't blame them. You know, the whole entire thing that you survive a major global conflict, that would be something devastating. Anyway, Mr. Han also considered it likely that a passenger on 3801 had applied a handbrake on the third carriage, and that is combined with the heavy load. The steep grade and a curvature of the line had prevented the steam train from restarting. No fault was found from the signaling system, although the coroner recommended that it be upgraded as soon as possible. Dang. So only 6 people were killed and 106 were injured. Well, honestly, at least the death toll was not high, honestly. That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that this was a tragedy. It was. I mean, people did die. That's it. Even though the number was up or lower, this wasn't like that much of an incident. I mean, like, look at Chase Maryland collision. That Chase Maryland collision killed like 16 people and injured 100 others. But in the Big Bayou wreck, that accident killed like 47 and injured a lot of people. What do you guys think?
And it could have been a lot worse though.
True.
Do you like
I mean, like,
MMA?
for me, I would say the Big Bayou was honestly the worst because of how the death toll went up, 47.
Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse though if more coaches fell into the river. But thank goodness it didn't happen. Apart from Freed, that brawl.
True.
Do you like MMA?
Okay.
Yeah. And as for the Locomotive 31, well, during one of its later excursion years, sometimes it was retired and taken out of service for some major repairs and entered service again in 2020 and was taken out again in early 2021 due to minor boiler issues, and then it was returned to service in mid 2021, and it still runs in excursions in its original light gray wartime livery.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Crushing Activities for this belated Veterans Day special. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and make sure to like, comment, share my videos to friends, subscribe, and click the notification button where the bells to be alerted when a new video is uploaded. You can also find my other platforms like TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, and don't forget, and the invitation link doesn't expire. Message your WhatsApp, DeviantArt, or Tumblr, Newgrounds, Pixar, Spotify, Newgrounds, Pixar is Patreon, and PayPal me. And until next time, this is Amy Blind SB44 fan.
That's all, folks.
And I wish you all good luck, good night, bye. I'll see you guys later. And
See you later.
And that's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Peace. God bless you all.
That's
See you
all,
later.
folks.
That's all, folks.